welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NBA Bet. We are here. Half the NBA is not, though, whether due to injury, real or fake. Just a wild night of hoops last night, which sets up for an even dumber night of basketball tonight. But we got a fun one. We'll try to sift through it the best we can. We'll throw some blind darts. It's night 2 of Dog Bowl qualifying, so maybe we rip a draft or two at the back end of the show. But more importantly, who do we got in the chat? Mathology. I'm assuming you're out there in those Dog Bowl streets trying to get yourself a seat. Yeah, Common Man Flagg at half staff this morning, and DJP in the chat. You know what we're going to start the show with? We're going to start the show with maybe the most surprising thing that happened last night, and that was the return of this man.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
You know, let's just jump right into it, man. Jason Kidd on Monday night, PJ Washington gets ruled out. All right, PJ Washington gets ruled out. And he says, hey, PJ's going to miss a week, just returned to on-court activities. And then guess what? PJ played basketball last night. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening. The Mavericks get PJ back, but then they lose a bunch of people in real time. It was just insane. We got some more hellos, though. Stubbs in the chat. Happy National Bagel Day from Snoopaloop. We got Regulator in there. Yes, sir. Welcome to the show. We got Oakham in there. Yeah, like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. So anyways, last night, PJ ends up playing in this game. I can't believe I'm leading with this game, but there was so many injury things that we have to bounce around from. But Nuggets get the W here, 118-109. I watched a lot of the second half because I went to a comedy show last night. And Verizon was shut down. So I had no ability to really do any late swaps. Had no idea what was going on. Didn't find out till later that Yusuf Nurkic didn't really play basketball last night. Wasn't even sure if Jamal Murray got ruled in, but had a great time. Had a great time at the Bell House in Brooklyn. Had a nice, lovely dinner beforehand. It was a great evening. But came back, watched the second half of this one. Jamal Murray doing Jamal Murray stuff. I got to tell you, Dallas plays hard as hell. They do. They play really, really hard, and they were hanging around there in the second half, kind of made it a game. Denver was like flirting with an 18 to 22-point lead, and then Dallas just kept battling and battling. Caleb Martin, we had a Caleb Martin sighting. Also, is Cody Martin out of the league? Do we only have one twin balling right now? Cooper Flagg got hurt. That's the headline. Cooper Flagg rolled his left ankle for the second time in as many games. I think the first one, I forget who they were playing. First one, he steps on somebody's foot, leaves the game, gets on the bike, comes back in, hoops. This time, doesn't even step on anybody, just kind of rolls the ankle, trying to play some defense on Denver. Rolls the ankle, leaves the game, comes back, and then leaves, does not come back out for the second half. They play the Jazz tonight, and we're going to be kind of talking about both of these games, both tonight's slate and last night's slate at the same time. They play the Jazz tonight, and the Jazz are favored. The Jazz are on the back end of a back-to-back. They are on the road, and they are a favorite. So Cooper Flagg's not playing. Daniel Gafford, right? Oh, no Anthony Davis. Unleash 25 minutes of fury of Danny Gafford. Daniel Gafford got hurt. He left the game last night. This team is so thinned out here. PJ played 31 minutes after missing like a week, so he seems full go. Najee Marshall kept hooping with the 24-5-3 line. Yeah, Flagg only got 15 minutes. It's officially Hardy Party. He got 28 minutes. Caleb, 23. Clay, 23. Brandon Williams, 25. As thinned out as they were, Ryan Nembhard only got 15 minutes, and then D'Angelo Russell is dead. On the Denver side, AG still playing around 30 minutes. Spencer Jones had 32. Watson continues to hoop. He had 18 and 5, a couple of big buckets while Dallas was making some runs. And then you got 36 from Timmy, 24 from Bruce, and Zeke Najee was 17 off the bench. Again, I think the most impressive thing about all of this, man, is Denver keeps getting W's. Now, Denver should win this game anyways against Dallas, but without Jokic, have just continued to truck along. They're an above 500 team, and because of like some of San Antonio's stumblings, Houston stumblings, even the Lakers playing some mid-basketball, Denver's in the 2 seed. Denver's in the 2 seed and maybe burying the lead. We got a little Sham notification. Why do I always do that? Sham's notification yesterday that Jokic has already resumed on-court activities, and if he's not only is he on schedule, he's a hair ahead of schedule, and they're expecting him back in 2 weeks by the end of the month, before February, well before the All-Star break, which is not only good for Denver fans, the Denver Nuggets, but also my best ball bags. My best ball bags. Yes, Najee pick 101. So anyways, Denver, shouts to Denver, man. That's pretty fun. I'm happy for them. Dallas, I mean, just the hospital squad for Dallas. They're going to be running tryouts this morning to get 5 bodies tonight. Najee should play like 50 minutes tonight. PJ should play 35. I'm trying to like talk about the dog bowl while I do this, or just drafting and fantasy in general. Tonight is going to be an absolute dumpster fire. Like, if you thought last night was bad, because let's just go to Utah right now. And Danny Ainge, man, do you think Danny Ainge already wrote the check? So I mentioned this in Bagel with Locks, right? Bulls get a game winner here, 128-126. But at 11 a.m., Lowry Markkanen at shoot-around, participating in shoot-around, all right? He was there. Then all of a sudden, it's like, hey, I saw Lowry sneeze a couple of times. He's questionable tonight, okay? I don't know if he feels that well, all right? And then an hour later, they're like, hey, he sneezed 2 times. COVID? Doubtful. And then he gets ruled out, right? Okay, fine. That is A-plus tank. You know what? We'll take our best player off the court. That's totally fine. Wheels up on Keontae. Yusuf Nurkic, the Bosnian beast, right? A-plus pick. Let's see how many minutes Yusuf Nurkic played last night. Let's scroll down. Coach's decision, DNP. I mean, the fuck. They can't keep getting away with this. So Nurk doesn't go. Bryce Sensabaugh ends up turning into Michael Jordan, 43 points in 34 minutes, 5 for 10 from 3. He got to the line 8 times. He was awesome. The groomer, or the groomed. I guess he's not the groomer. He is the groomed. Kyle Filipowski. And you know what? We shouldn't make jokes about that, but it's the world we're in. He played 31 minutes. He got the start, supposedly the start for Lowry, but I guess maybe, I don't know. He was the center. 19, 7, and 4. Cody Williams was out there for 31 minutes. He continues to be maybe the worst basketball player in the league. He's just bad, man. He's just bad. Ace Bailey back to over 31 minutes. That's kind of nice, but yeah. Keontae, Keontae, man, he played 34 minutes, had 25 and 7, but it was tanky. They let him try in the second half, but in the first half, man, was really slow. Look at this first quarter, man. 39-36. Not a lot of defense in the first quarter. But let's talk about some Chicago. Chicago wanted to make sure they're still in play-in contention. Okoro, he played 34 minutes. Kobe White got to 30 minutes for the first time in a while. He did not a lot with it. 6, 7, and 7 with 5 tourneys. It was a Nikola Vucevic night. 35, 7, and 5 from him. That was fun. In 31 minutes, too. I was a little light on Vooch last night, even in a great matchup. Was kind of nervous that, he played 37 minutes the night before. Our guy, William Hardy, doesn't always like to play those guys heavy minutes, so I slowed down on my Vooch exposure. But Vooch didn't slow down, although the minutes were lighter than normal. Lighter than normal. And lighter than normal. And yeah, Trey Jones, hidden GOAT. Yeah, I mean, he didn't pop last night like he did the night before, but he is a hooper. Io, 28 minutes off the bench. But anyways, Bulls 19 and 21. Jazz 14 and 26. Now, again, Utah's favored by 1.5, but I think that's Vegas literally, because they don't do pick'ems anymore. I think Vegas is literally like, fuck if I know, because Utah on a back end of a back-to-back on the road. Dallas on the back end of a back-to-back at home. Lowry doesn't play last night. Yusuf Nurkic doesn't play last night. Cooper Flagg and Daniel Gafford both get hurt. Now, I think, I don't know. Let's look at the standings quickly. And I'm talking about this a lot because I think this is actually important to figure out what happens tonight. Because look at this shit, man. So the Mavs have 15 wins. The Jazz have 14 wins. We've already outlined that the Jazz have to finish 8th or worse, essentially, to assure that they get their first-round pick. Otherwise, it goes to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thankfully, finally, the Thunder catch a break here. So I think Lowry's going to miss again. I do. I don't think this is one where they're like, let's let Lowry play the first game, and then he can play the second game, right? Well, he'll miss the first and play the second. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to be like, see, Lowry's not feeling good, and he's contagious. He's contagious. We don't want anybody else to catch that. Lowry, stay away from the team. I kind of think Lowry's not going to play because I wonder if people are approaching this slate being like, Lowry didn't play last night, so maybe he plays tonight. And then Keontae plays, and Keontae, who played last night, doesn't play tonight. But I don't know. I think everything's out the window because the Yusuf Nurkic thing. I'd be with you. I'd be with you on the Keontae take if Nurk played last night. I think it'd be a little bit more predictable. But the predictability's out the window with the Nurk stuff. Hey, shout out Travel Addict. I appreciate you watching, man. That was you drafting DBQ. Yeah, I looked at it last night after, again, can't stress enough, we're with everything going on in the world, depending on where you live. I know not everybody's in a urban environment. Go see some comedy. Go see a comedy show. And if you need Rex, feel free to DM me. Show me what's coming up in your neck of the woods, and I'll pick a show for you. I did that last night with our guy Stubbs. Everybody should go see a show. I feel refreshed. It was fun. I laughed so hard I cried last night, which was good. And then I paid like $18 for a beer. Look, New York. But yeah, I started looking at the slate when I got home. As I was crying. Well, actually, I didn't have a bad night. I lost a little bit last night, but it could have been worse. And I was like, man, this is so hard to read. This is so hard to read because, again, like I mentioned last night with the Jazz, it was so important for them to lose that game. Same thing. They got to lose this one too. So I don't know. Pay attention to shoot around. But honestly, I think any information we glean during the day is not going to be super helpful. I think the one thing I will say is the price tag on some of like Keontae and Lowry on Underdog specifically is low enough, and their subs, like whoever would fill into their, like the Filipowskis of the world, the Bryce Sensabaugh, those guys aren't getting drafted. So like it's an easy 1-for-1 swap if you need to do it, but it's Uggo stuff, man. It's Uggo stuff. And like what's the line for this one too? And again, I'm sorry, I'm kind of bouncing all over the place, but hopefully this is at least entertaining. So the line tonight, yeah, Jazz favored by 1.5, a 236.5 point total. And again, I don't think Vegas believes it's a 1.5 point spread. I think they're just like, dude, I got no idea. Let's go to more tanking teams here. I can't believe this is what we're starting with, but I'm enjoying myself. The Brooklyn Nets, I mentioned this last night. The Pelicans I mentioned this yesterday. The Pelicans had 2 less wins than the Brooklyn Nets, who have made it clear. They said it at the beginning of the season. Their owner was like, yeah, baby, we got to get that pick. So they had 2 more wins than the Pelicans. I was so confident they were going to lose that game. And listen, I know Michael Porter Jr. got to 32 minutes. Claxton got to 29 minutes. Anybody that watched that game knows that they weren't like 100%. The minutes were funky. They let him go a little bit in the fourth quarter. They made sure that the Pelicans won that game. Let's talk about some positive stuff, though. Trey Murphy, after like a relatively slow start to this season, has been on fire. 38 minutes, 34 points, 9 boards, and 5 dimes. Also, Zion, baby. Back-to-back Zion is here. 25 points, 6 boards, 2 dimes, 3 stocks. That's 2 consecutive games for our boy Big Z. He's been playing a little bit more. That's fun. I like that. That's just good for basketball, and it's great for my underdog bags, my best ball bags, which I know I said I was going to try to check in on that yesterday. and then my computer fried. So we'll do that today. Yves Missy gave him 34 minutes off the bench. Jordan Poole in hell, only playing 18 minutes, and he's been playing bad basketball. Somebody free Day'Ron Sharp. Let's go get Day'Ron on a different team or trade Claxton. He had 15 and 9 in 19 minutes. He was awesome. Anyways, Pellies get the win, 10th win of the season in January. Congrats, fellas. All right, let's talk about some of the better teams now. The Cavs and the Sixers here. Dude, the Cavs, they've been reading Twitter. They've been reading your blog posts. They've been reading everything, and they said, that's enough. They came out there, beat the piss out of the 76ers. However, Darius Garland got hurt again. I think it's the same foot. He was hooping early, too. Played 23 minutes, had 20 and 7 in those 23 minutes, then got dinged up. However, it was the Spida show. Spida heard me victory lap yesterday, the Jamal Murray Renaissance, and Spida went off for 35, 7, and 9 with only one turnover in the 33 minutes. He knocked down 5 of his 12 three-point attempts, all 8 free throws. Mobes was good. Mobes had 5 stocks, 17 and 13. Power Duster hates to see it. However, we will sing Scotty Barnes' praises in a minute, so we'll be happy about that. And then DeAndre Hunter, after the kind of requesting a trade, I don't know what the fuck DeAndre Hunter was doing. He had 17 and 4 off the bench. Lonzo Ball finally gets to play basketball. I think that mostly had to do with Darius Garland getting dinged up. But a much-needed dub for Cleveland as they try to climb back up the Eastern Conference. 76ers, on the other hand, I mean, this is what was so crazy about last night's underdog slate is Maxey and Embiid, 2 of like the top 4 picks, just took a big dump, right? Maxey in 31 minutes somehow only took 16 shot attempts last night. I guess the backcourt of Garland and Maxey shut him. I don't know. I mean, Garland and Spida shut him down. I don't know. He had 14 and 4. Embiid only 14 shot attempts in 25 minutes. I mean, this game just kind of got out of hand. So a fully healthy Sixers team gets cooked. Cavs moved to 23 and 19. Sixers dropped to 22 and 17. The Raptors, though, it was Colin Murray Boyle's night, kinda. Right? He was our Zag plant yesterday on the Bagel with Locks show. The Bagel with Locks post. Which, by the way, if you guys haven't subscribed to Bagel with Locks yet, please go do it. Please go do it. Gonna go drop a link in the chat. Please, and thank you. Maddie said, man, it was rainy and wet the last couple of days. I got a really bad cold overnight. Oh, it got really cold overnight, so my driveway's frozen over. Just got to say, fuck ice. There you go, Maddie Harrison. And listen, take some advice from DeAndre Ayton. You know, icy driveway, skip work today. You don't need to go in. If NBA players can't work, neither can you. Neither can you. All right, let's keep going. Let's do some We the North, okay? We the North. Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes and Brandon Ingram. Oh, I was saying Colin Murray Boyle's night. No IQ in this game. Sandro was also ruled out. CMB, the Rook, got the start. Put up a double-double, 10 and 10. Only took 10 shots. Only 1 block. I was hoping for more stocks in this situation. But yeah, Scotty was back. He played 38 minutes, had 26, 13, and 7 in this game. BI, so he missed the game, I think it was a sprained thumb, came back, had a rough offensive outing, and then dropped 30 and 7 on pretty efficient shooting. Raptors, man, this is like, it was a cute story early on, and I know they beat the Pacers, but they're a for-real team. They are a for-real team, and I think they're a dark horse for some moves around the trade deadline. I know some spidey senses went up for some people here last night with Emmanuel Quickley and who else? Emmanuel Quickley and Garrett Temple being ruled out, and they were like, uh-oh, trade, with both of them getting ruled out. And that brings us to the Ja Morant stuff. So let's quickly go over to, because that's what the speculation was, which I don't think anybody should trade for Ja Morant. Before we show the video, I just want to quote Tom Ziller here from Good Morning It's Basketball, really good newsletter. Highly recommend people checking it out. He listed off some Ja stuff about his trade value. Ready? And this is all from Good Morning It's Basketball. I'll try to get through it very quickly. He says, misses a ton of games due to injuries. He's played less than half of the Grizzlies games this season. He played 50 of 82 games last year. He's played 53% of Memphis's games the past 5 seasons. Not all of those missed games were due to injury, which leads us to continued to locker room off-court problems, right? We had the gun stuff, pew, pew, pew. Then you just had a bunch of stuff, right? He's never been a top 10 scorer in the league, even when he made All-NBA. He's never finished higher than 5th in assists per game. He's been a top 10 foul drawer just once. His effective field goal percentage, the field goal percentage adjusted for the higher value of threes, has been below league average every season but one. And the season that wasn't was exactly league average. And he's on a max contract right now. Woof. Apparently Stan wants Ja Morant, although I guess you guys need to do anything. And then that brings us to the video yesterday from Germany, which, by the way, that game today is at 2 p.m. Eastern. Franzi Wagner's back in action, man. Shout out Franz. It's good to have Franz back in our lives. I'm glad he's back. Let's go over here, and let's just see this video. Let's see this video here. Let's go full screen. Obviously, we're not going to hear anything. Mute it. But Ja Morant and Vince Williams Jr. just kind of jawing. Jawing at it, if you will. And there was some lip reading that was just kind of saying, like, I don't fuck with y'all, I'm out, and then just kept saying the same thing over and over again. I'm good, man. I'm good with the Ja stuff. I'm all set. Vibes are so bad. I also was laughing a little bit, and you guys brought this up in the chat, and I probably didn't do enough into it about how the Grizzlies were like, yeah, we're looking to trade Ja. We're looking to trade Ja so we could build around Jaren Jackson Jr. And I think if we peel back the layer, they're probably just kind of saying, hey, you can get Ja for cheap, but if you're coming for Jaren, it's going to be a little bit more expensive than Ja, which rightfully so. Anyways, that's just the chaos of the Grizzlies, but I'm glad we're getting our boy Franz back tonight in that game. Or today in that game. Anyways, good win for the Raps. 25-17, man. They're a legit Eastern Conference team. Let's do another injury. The Bing Bong Boys. They lose. Mike Brown revenge night. Comes back home to Sacramento. Surely they'll get the W, right? No, they lose 112-101. Mike Brown even called out Karl Anthony Towns for just being bad in the post last night on the defensive and offensive end. Jalen Brunson only played 4 minutes. He got dinged up, left the game. He's questionable for tonight. They play the Golden State Warriors. I believe the Dubs are favored by 7.5. Yeah, he's not playing. Brunson's not playing in this one, I don't think. I don't think he's going tonight. Kings, though, quietly ripping off some W's, lighting the beam left and right here. Precious Achiuwa, 20-14. We thought it was Mike Brown revenge night. No. Precious Achiuwa night. DDR, DeMar DeRozan continues his hot start. They put OG Anunoby on him, and he said, no, thank you. 27-6-5. Zach LaVine played 36 minutes last night. He had 25. Russell Westbrook, 19-11-6. Malik Monk only got 19 minutes. I think that's because LaVine was hooping. Excuse me. Kings get the W. Knicks continue to be one of the worst defenses in the league right now. And I love it. I need more of it. Bing bong. Suck on that. I imagine no Brunson tonight. Wheels up on Steph and Jimmy just on this bad defense. I don't know. Kings get the W. Why isn't there an earlier deadline next Monday? Monday is Martin Luther King Day, which is a good reminder for me, DJP, that it'll be an earlier lock. We might have to do live before. We'll do an NBA bit / live before lock crossover. But games start early in the day on Monday. So that does that game. And then the last game of the night here, Clips and the Wiz. So, hey, how many times does this have to happen before you guys start listening to me? I tried to tell you every single time, this Kawhi Leonard Q tag is fake. The first time it was real was on the back-to-back against the Pistons last weekend, right? They said, hey, he stepped on it. He stepped on an ankle. He stepped on a foot, rolled his ankle. He's questionable. After that first game, he basically said, he did say, he was like, yeah, it feels good. I'll stay questionable every day. I'll warm up, see how it feels, and then we'll go. He has gone in every single game. And yet we continue to see him go in the 4th round, late 3rd, and underdog. He's playing. This is Kawhi is playing. This Clippers team is trying to win right now. They are honestly playing as like one of the better teams in the league during this stretch. He's going to keep going. They were without Zubats last night. That wasn't a problem. Also, John Collins was a late downgrade. On the Wizards side of stuff, Alex Sarr got himself kicked out. That was sick. Thanks, Alex. He played 13 minutes. Some good news here, though. Keyshawn George bumped up over 30 minutes. That was fun. He was my Hail Mary late swap last night. He went for 23, 5, and 4 in this one. Trey Johnson, too. We're seeing his minutes get north of 25. That's good to see. Creeping up on 30. Marvin Bagley had to play 27 minutes, hit us with a double-double. But Kawhi, man, 7 for 11 from 3 last night. Woo! Big gulp. 33 points, 4 steals in this one. James Harden, he just continues to be great. 22, 8, and 5. Regular season Harden, a real thing. He was hooping. Clippers down 17 and 23. Let's actually pop to the standings quickly. Let's look at the Western Conference because the Clips here are going to end up being a 9 seed probably, right? They're going to catch the Grizzlies. They're going to catch the Trailblazers. They are 8-2 in their last 10, winners of 4 in a row, just a half game back behind the shit show of Memphis, only a game and a half behind the Portland Trailblazers who are dealing with injuries. And honestly, the way Golden State's playing, wouldn't be surprised if the Clips caught them too. Now, the Clips have, run into some easy scheduling down this stretch, but they're figuring it out. They're figuring it out behind Kawhi, who's has had a minute restriction, is only playing 30 minutes, but he is playing every game. But yeah, Kawhi looks good. Harden looks good. And, honestly, Jordan Miller's been hooping a little bit. They're getting some help there from the bench, even though they've been thinned out with no Derrick Jones Jr. and, like we mentioned, no Big Z or Collins last night. But that's where we're at in the Western Conference. And again, as I mentioned, Denver, 6-4 winners of 3 in a row, all without Jokic, who should be back in 2 weeks. They now have a half-game lead over the Spurs. The Timberwolves, half-game behind the Spurs. They're going to catch them soon. And then the Lakers and the Rockets right there in the 5-6. Suns only a half-game behind them. And then, I guess we said the Warriors, Blazers, and Grizz. On the east side of stuff, right? Knicks losing. Celtics gained a half game. Pistons still have a 4 and 4.5 game lead over the Knicks and the Celtics. Raptors with their W only a half game back behind the C's. And then you get the Sixers who Magic has seemed to be a shit show, right? Can't get healthy. All of a sudden, just a half game back behind the Sixers. And then the Cavs are right there with them too. So Cleveland, even though I've been playing like dog crap, are just right there. It's a really jammed up Eastern Conference here. And then the Chicago Bulls in the 10 seed, right where they belong. Regulated. Jamal Murray is going to make an all-star team. He's going to be all NBA. He's been awesome. I love Jamal Murray. Let's look at tonight's games. I know we kind of talked through it. And then we'll do some dog bowl drafts. We'll draft a little bit while we talk about it. Excuse me. We're going to take a sip of water. Let's do a mental health check. NBA is just like the WWE. Do you mean because why? Because it's scripted? Are you saying it's scripted, San Francisco Niner? You saying it's scripted? League scripted? Rigged. Let's do a mental health check and then let's jump back into tonight's games. Let's get spicy for tonight.
We can't go down this road. We can't talk about how you need to have had sex in order to have responsibility. I just think it changes you, I think it changes you.
All right, Grizzlies and the Maggies. Wait, DJP says, funny story. Yesterday, my hometown team got blown out by no one other than Hornets legend JT Thor. Let's go. All right, so we got the Magic favored by 4.5. Franzia is back tonight or today. I imagine he's playing 22 to 24 minutes, right? I can't imagine he's full minutes, but anyways, that game's on the slate. Let's talk about this one. Suns and Pistons, low-key, kind of a fun game. Detroit finally gets their boys back. Cade Cunningham, not listed on the injury report. Tobias, Duran, and Beef Stew, all probable tags. Seems like they are good to go. Pistons are favored by 6.5. Now, Devin Booker is questionable. D-Book left the last game early, but did come back. He's questionable. I think it's an ankle, right? Is it an ankle? Let me double check the little blurb on Underdog. It was an ankle injury. Pistons being favored by 6.5. I kind of think this is I would say 70-30 Book plays tonight. Out of all the questionable tags, I feel the most confident about Booker playing, but again, just 70-30. Really, this is a good spot for Kate, and I don't really love anything else. I tried to talk myself into Mark Williams, if you read the Bagel with Locks, only because I was like, finally, somebody the same size as Jalen Dern is Mark Williams, so maybe we get some Mark Will night, but really hard to project that. And honestly, probably too thin. Celtics in the Heat. This is low-key one of the higher totals, even though the Celtics play one of the slower brands of basketball. Celtics are favored by 2.5 on the road in Miami, coming off a loss against, who was it? The Indiana Pacers. The Celtics get JB back. Jaylen Brown missed the last game, not on the injury report. He also said he's been studying the players like him who get a better whistle. Okay, JB. I agree Jaylen Brown doesn't have a great whistle. I also don't want to hear about it anymore. And I am a Celtics fan. On the Miami side, one little positive boost for fantasy production. Davion Mitchell is doubtful tonight. One of their better on-ball defenders. They also have Jaime Jaquez Jr., who's missed the last couple of games. I'm sorry. He's been questionable the last couple of games, but he's played all three of them after missing a handful of games. And then Nikola Jovic is probable. And then Terry Rozier is out because of, the FBI. Thoughts on the Heat getting job? Yeah, I mean, like, it's desperate. And I think Miami, Milwaukee probably, and I know Minnesota's also been linked. I'm not buying the Minnesota stuff. I don't think Minnesota's as desperate. And I think Miami and Milwaukee are desperate teams right now. They clearly need to do something a little different. So, yeah, sure. And the cost is going to be cheap. So if you are a desperate team who are like, hey, let's just we have the culture. We have the infrastructure to fix you. Lights will guide. Or sorry, Coldplay. Sure, man. Go for it. Go for it, Miami. It's not going to cost a lot. Wolves will get Sexton, in my opinion. Yeah, I go get Kobe White. But anyways, yeah, whatever. You want to do it, do it. But I like this game from a fantasy perspective. I do think it'll stay close. I don't think Boston's blowing anybody out. Bam Adebayo finally went off the other night, right, for 29 points. Can he do it again? I don't know. Probably not. Thunder and Rockets, low total here. Thunder favored by 3.5. I believe no Tari Eason again. Let me just double check. No Dorian Finney-Smith, no Tari Eason, no Freddie Vans. So, Goon in a kind of a solid matchup. Although, is iHeartRadio back? Isaiah Hartenstein's out. Topic is out. Sorber's out. I will like this game a little bit more if Lou Dort misses again. He missed the last game. In Dort's absent, Caruso only almost played 20 minutes. But for me, I don't know. It's Shea, Chet, and J-Dub, fine late-round picks. I'm excited to watch this game. Not really excited to play it from a fantasy perspective, if I'm being honest. Bucks and the Spurs. Spurs are favored by a tutty, 7.5 here. Miles Turner missed the last game with a Q tag. With an illness. He is off the injury report. Giannis has one of those P tags, so good luck figuring that out, but he should be good to go. Although 7.5 is a lot, but the Bucks suck. Wemby, just want to point this out. Wemby, if you're just box score watching, maybe you're like, oh, Wemby's still limited. He played 28 minutes in this game. I think if it was closer, he would have gotten to 30 against OKC, but the game got out of hand. Played 27 minutes. He should beat the shit out of the Bucks tonight. I like Wemby, and I like that he's going at pick 6. Castle, Fox, Harper have all been kind of bad here. I don't think I'm playing anyone on Milwaukee besides Giannis and Kevin Porter Jr. There's your hot take for the night. Let's go to what's the next game? I lost my spot. Okay, yeah, Jazz and Mavericks. We kind of already covered this, and by covering it, I mean, dude, I don't know. I don't know what the hell we're gonna do with it. Bing bong against the Golden State Warriors again. Warriors favored by 7.5. Knicks don't play defense, so I love. I love Steph and Jimmy. On the Knicks side of stuff, man, listen, Mikal Bridges should do a little bit more of ball handling. Bridges seemed to be the biggest beneficiary when Brunson was out. They do have Josh Hart back. Their starters played 31, 35. OG played 27. Cat played 33 minutes last night. I don't know. Cat's going pick, what is it? Pick 10? I guess that's fine. I'm going to be light on Cat tonight, if I'm being honest. I'm going to be light on Cat. I'm also going to be light on this contest in general. I put this in the blog. I think I fixed the dog bowl. This isn't a criticism because I didn't come up with this until after the fact. I think it's really hard to do these top heavy contests like this when we're at this part of the NBA season, right? And we're at this next month is important for tanking and keeping guys healthy if you're going to trade them. So like the Q tag silliness is all over the place. If you had to pick a part of the schedule where you could trust guys' availability and minutes the most, it's during the NBA Cup qualifiers, right? We saw teams like rest guys before Cup games. Giannis was a great example where he would take like the Wednesday game off if they had a Cup game on Friday. So I know that Underdog won't do this because it's during the NFL season and it's like they just won't do it. But I think the Dog Bowl qualifiers would be fun if you put them on nights of like the group qualification stages of NBA Cup games. And you could just do it every Tuesday and Friday while the Cup was going on. That would be my suggestion. I don't think they would do it, but I think the basketball is a bit more meaningful. It's a little bit more predictable, and guys are a bit more available than what we were seeing right now. We're like the first two, it's just dumpster fire stuff. It's just dumpster fire stuff. And that's not their fault. It's just the part of the schedule that we're in the NBA. The WWE version of it, as 49er pointed out. And then, Atlanta Hawks and the Trailblazers. So, all right, this line has already moved a point. Atlanta's now favored by 4.5. I had my Windhorse fingers up there for a second where I was like, hey, man. Denny Avdia is doubtful, but wouldn't Atlanta be favored by more than 3.5 if Denny Avdia was out? Yeah, I don't know. My big take, my Zag plan today was Dyson Daniels. The Portland Trailblazers turned the ball over more than anybody else in the league. Dyson Daniels, pretty good at turning people over. So really like Dyson tonight. JJ, of course. We got Sneeps in the chat. Let's go, Sneeps. I don't know. I don't know what else to do with Atlanta. I mean, JJ, of course. Dyson, yeah, sure, nah. Portland, Drew Holiday. What's Drew Holiday? Did he play 20? How many minutes did he play in that last game? That was his third game back. A second game back, he played 20, 21. The game was kind of out of hand. Maybe he gets to 26. Not enough to play him, but Shaden Sharp, sure. Donovan Kling Kong. Is it Kling Kong night? Nyeka Kongwu. Forgot about him. Charlotte Hornets and the Lakers. Lakers seem to be relatively healthy outside of Reeves and Theroux. Jackson Hayes, who missed the last game, he's questionable. If he misses, that is a nice little boost to DeAndre Ayton, who finally showed up last game with 17 points and 18 rebounds. Decent matchup against Charlotte here. This is just Luke and LeBron. My big take here is LeBron's going pick 11. I think he's going to project top 7. And then on the Hornets side of stuff, the Sex God, he's questionable. He missed the last game, and he's queued up. Moussa Diabate, who played 35 minutes in the last game, he's questionable due to right hip soreness. They did get Big Cockbrenna back. They also have Grant Williams back in action, so not the biggest thing in the world. But I do think if Diabate misses, I kind of like Miles, that piece of shit Bridges, but we'll wait and see. So that's what we got for tonight. We got a couple of contests going on Splash Sports, but why don't we jump in a dog bowl here? And so the dog bowl, for those that don't know the way it works, here, let me move my my stuff around here just for a second. Let's do solo. We'll do that, and then we gotta do this, and then we gotta add the let's make it pretty. So it's a $15 contest, right? Diabate is a rebounding machine. Oh, yeah, DJPS. So about Houston tonight, that's a great question, man, and I don't have an answer for you. J.D. Davison seemed to replace Aaron Holiday, right? They started Josh Okogie in Houston's last game instead of Aaron Holiday, who had been starting. And then Holiday didn't even come off the bench. It was J.D. Davison who played 25 minutes. So I'm not really sure. What do you mean developer? Oh, this fucking Underdog. All right, hold on one second. Excuse me. I'm going to enter on my phone here. And then we will go to active drafts. All right, we're waiting for one more to start. So let me just tell you right now, this is a losing contest, okay? You're going to lose money on this one. First place and second place both get 10K entrance into the live final in Los Angeles, which is very exciting. Third place is a K. If you come in 10th, it's $110, right? So if you max this out, you're losing unless you win. So just keep that in mind. But there's so many question marks in this slate. There really are. And I think you're going to have to just get, yes, of course, there's strategy involved. Good luck, good luck. But you gotta run pretty pure on this. One of the things that I was doing, I was taking Denny in the sixth round just because I thought that was the more intriguing, questionable, doubtful. I don't think Denny's going to go, but it's the sixth round. I'm going to swap anyways. I've only done one, by the way, and I got Luca here. I can show you what that draft was if we want to look at it. So the one that I finished, and again, I'm probably going to do 10 or 15 of these. That's it. I did Luca in the first round. And then I took KD and I moved LaMelo up. I love guards against the Lakers. Lakers don't really defend guards. And LaMelo quietly played 32 minutes in that last game. And so LaMelo over 30 minutes, I really, really like. So that's fun. And then I pushed up Shaedon Sharpe and Dyson Daniels because I didn't want to take Lowry, Nurkic, or Brunson. I think if I had to pick one of the Jazz to play, it is Keontae. I think it's I think it's going to be very weird if Nurkic plays tonight. Because they have to come up with a reason why he didn't play. And so whatever the reason is, I feel like we'll keep him out a second game to kind of keep the charade up so they don't get fined $1 million. So I really like the idea of Nurkic being out, Lowry being out, Keontae going again. Anyways, let's go back to this. I really don't think Cooper Flagg's playing. I really don't think is Evan. No, Sidery's not reliable. Evan Sidery's not reliable. He tweets out enough chaos that he probably gets 5% of it right, and then you can victory lap the 5% right. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let's see. We got Let's see. 1 second. Oh, sorry. All right. I had to respond to something. It was time sensitive. So right now at 4, I have Cade. You could make a case for Jalen Johnson over Cade. I'd be fine with that. Oh, there we go. That's huge. Happy National Jonathan Kuminga available trade day. You love to see it. January 15th, baby. See you later, JK. See you later, JK. All right. Oh, boy, oh, boy. SGA number 2. Are people scared of the P tag? Come on, try catch the Bucks. Why don't you do something a little weird? Give me Giannis. Oh, we got Giannis at 4. What is going on? People are scared of the P tag. Are you kidding me? Giannis against Wemby? And then Jalen Johnson goes 5. I'm assuming this goes Wemby JB. Yeah, we'll take. I'm tempted to take LeBron here. If I know that's really moving up LeBron, but I like LeBron a lot tonight. Towns. Wow, we're gonna get Goon here. We're gonna get Goon instead. Welcome to the Goon. The Goon against No Hartenstein's kind of fun. Not that Chet's still a really solid defender, but that feels like 50 fantasy points. I think we're probably going to end up getting to LaMelo next. We're probably going to get to LaMelo next here, assuming he's still available. I can't believe you guys are going to see me qualify for this live right now. Giannis Şengün, that's going to be unique New York. Maybe not. I don't know. I wonder how many Giannis Goons exist. But again, who knows? Because we are in the silly season of the NBA. Speaking of the NBA silly season, go subscribe to the Substack if you haven't done it yet. Just drop the link into the chat. Depending on my afternoon goes to, might fire up some more drafts later in the day. I don't know. It depends how much news we get and how chaotic it is. Otherwise, though, NBA Bits back tomorrow, live before Lock 2 as well. That'll be at 5 p.m. Finally starting to, we have turned the corner health-wise, which has been exciting. Man, don't make me take Bam. Don't make me take Bam. I will oh, wait, I have him way above ADP. Hold on. I don't know, maybe we take Keontae? Man, ADP is such a shit show. Oh, I don't want to ruin this with Keontae. Let's just take Devin Booker and hope he plays. I don't love this matchup, but I weirdly think that's safer, and I think we could probably get Keontae or Bam here at pick 21. Kolek starting for Brunson. Well, is Deuce in the starting lineup right now? That's a good question. Let me check that quickly, because I know the Knicks have been going back and forth with that. So last night they started OG, Cat, Hart, Bridges, Brunson, and then McBride played 28 minutes. I think McBride goes into the starting lineup and they keep Kolek off the bench, but both will play 30 minutes, I think, or close to it. All right, so Kevin Porter Jr. here is fine. Kevin Porter Jr. or one of the 400 Q tags. We'll take KPJ. Little Bucks. This would be a good spot to grab a Spur bring back here. I don't think we will force it, though, because I don't love these guards. Although I do think the Bucks turn the ball over quite a bit. I like Jimmy. If Jimmy's still there, I like him against the Knicks. I feel like we're going to, again, the Knicks aren't playing defense right now, and even though he might get the OG assignment, not really concerned about that. Lucky Dog's not scared of the Lowry Q-Tech. Wow, Fox at 22. Aggressive. But again, I really don't think Flagg or Brunson are playing, which kind of sucks because Flagg would be in a great spot here. Let me see if Tim McMahon tweeted about is it MacMan? Shit. There it is. All right, let me see if we got any tweets about him while we're waiting to pick. Cooper Flagg's been ruled out for the rest of the game due to a left. No, I'm not seeing any Cooper Flagg reporting. I would love to take Flagg here if we thought he was going to go. Although, you know what we'll do? We're going to pull up Dyson Daniels. That's who we're going to be taking next. Dyson Daniels, if Cooper Flagg's there in the 6th round, we'll take him. There's no reason to get too weird. Oh, Daniels, lucky dog. Are you in the chat, bro? Any love for 6th round CJ? You know, let's see. What was his minutes in that last game? Nickeil Alexander, Walker, wow, everybody else is gone. CJ played 27 minutes. Yeah, man, you can get to CJ. You can get to CJ. All right, I think I'm going to take Sharp here. We're going to take Sharp a little ahead of ADP, but not much. And then I will take Cooper Flagg if he's there at pick 33. I imagine he's not. I think Castle's fine. Denny's not going. Kling Kong, Miles Bridges, Jalen Duren. I'm intrigued by Duren as somebody who's not getting drafted. You could make the same case for Brandon Miller, who just went. I like Miller, actually. I need to reassess that. Miller, I think, is in a decent spot. If I like LaMelo, I should like Miller, right? Norman Powell, too. Norman's been, he had coming off a 27-5-3 night. Not really scared of the Celtics. Well, I mean, I should be. Also, Najee Marshall, man. Although maybe what you do is you take Cooper Flagg if he's there and Najee's your swap. Najee, look at these minutes. 32, 38, 36 a couple nights ago. I mean, especially if they're without Flagg, that seems like a fun one-to-one swap there. Yeah, I think we do it. Castle, let's take Flagg. Let's take Flagg if he's there. Come on, L Stock. Let us get the Flagg. Be scared of the Q. Be scared of that Q, L Stock. Najee. Oh, fuck. There goes our swap, though. All right, let's just take Cooper Flagg here. We're not going to be scared of the Q tags. We get 2 of them. So this is what the squad looks like. Let's see if anybody has a good team here. We ended up with Giannis, Goon, Book, KPJ, Sharp, and Flagg. Lit up had Wemby Brown. I love this Wemby JB start. Bam there, little correlation. Keontae at 19, Nah, and Castle. Then you had JJ, Towns, Derek White, Yek, Miller, Najee, Cade, KD, Yusuf Nurkic, Fox, J-Dub, and Ayton. There we go. We'll call it there. All right. I'm gonna bounce here because your boy, we had to move some meetings around in real time while that was happening, and my 11 o'clock became a 10 o'clock. So, and it's on camera, so we got to put on some makeup or something. No, we don't, but I got to pee. Appreciate everybody for tuning in today. Again, depending on how the schedule goes, maybe we'll fire up a live and do some more drafts, but most likely not because I don't want to go too deep into this slate. And we'll be back here tomorrow, hopefully celebrating a trip to Los Angeles. Otherwise, we'll cry together and die together. We'll be back tomorrow for the NBA Bit and live before lock. Hope you guys have a nice little Thursday. We'll see you guys later.